Today we bring you exclusive LEGO Star Wars 2021 set information, as well as the huge LEGO Star Wars leaks that dropped with the April 2021 sets. On top of that, we have all of the information on the gunship, and more here on the Republic Stud Show. What is up, Stud Squad? It is I, Logan, and welcome back to the Republic Stud Show. Now, we have had a load of information drop over the last week. I've been trying to keep up with it the best I can, but it just keeps coming. And honestly, I want to wait till this episode where we're going to cover a lot. I want to cover the gunship in a separate video, which will probably be later this week, if not next week. And pretty much everything. So we're going to start right off with my exclusive information that I've been given by a pretty darn reliable source. Now, this isn't exactly huge groundbreaking information. It's some minor details that lead us a bit to, a bit about all these sets coming. But we know information on 3 sets now. So, as you know, we're getting R2-D2 as our May the 4th set this year. We're getting R2-D2. It's buildable. That's supposed to be really cool. It's at $75308, $200. Now, 2 small things. He supposedly has his little arm that pops out. I don't know what the guy meant. He basically told me, it's an arm. So I don't know if that includes that or if it means he has his 3rd leg. But, you have that information, as well as it will be coming in the black UCS box art, which I find interesting because unlike the BB-8, Dio, Grogu, or even, Yoda sets, they all have a background of something. But this will have the specific UCS black box art, like, say, the Cantina. And that might be based off of the preliminary images this person saw, and this source saw, but it is certainly interesting nonetheless, and I just really want to point that out, and we'll see when the set gets dropped, if that is the case. And I have a feeling it will be the case. Obviously, I have not seen the images myself. This is what they are telling me, but let's get into some other information. Now, on top of that, the Slave 1, tiny set, which I don't think anyone's gonna buy, because, we have all these other amazing sets coming out later this summer. Obviously, it's $75312, $50, and supposedly the background is set in space, not Bespin, like a lot of people I assume thought. So basically on the box art, it's just gonna be a space background, sort of like the other ones you see behind me. I don't know why, maybe it's set in a different place. It's still same figure selections, everything. That's just the only major info. And also, the person who's seen the box art images claims that Cara Dune will be coming in Moff Gideon's, cruiser. So, that might be based off the images I saw. I guess that could be subject to change, but I guess it also could be unlikely. I know that Hasbro, for instance, was still planning on releasing a retro collection version of Cara Dune. So, we might see her, pop up possibly in LEGO again. I would not be shocked. But if you do not have a Cara Dune yet, honestly, try to get one. You're never going to get a chance again. And now is certainly the time, just in case she doesn't come out. If she doesn't, then, you're safe. Just don't go out and spend $30 on her. So, that is the exclusive info. Also, I'm sure many of you are watching this wondering, hey, Studs, where can I get that shirt? It's pretty epic. It is my amazing 501st design, which, by the way, we hit our 501st charity goal this week, which is fantastic. And I want to thank everyone. We are going to be doing a video on that very soon, within the next 2 weeks. Now, this is on my merch store. You could check it out, and it'll help me out a ton. So now, obviously, next up, we have the gunship information. And we also still have the leaks coming up, but I really want to talk about this. So, in terms of the Republic gunship, basically, designers and LAN had a bit of a meeting to discuss stuff about the UCS gunship. A lot of people think they were doing this type of stuff to, incentivize people to want to stay in the LEGO Ambassador Network, which I think is actually great, because, before the LEGO Ambassador Network, from what I know, it's just, oh, you have a nice little friend in LEGO, so that way you're recognized, as well as you get some free stuff. Now you're actually getting some information that you could give to your fans on upcoming sets, which I think is super neat. But yeah. So they showed this off, as well as some people are saying supposedly the Slave 1 and R2-D2, you have a LAN member confirmed, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but, some people have said that, so I'm putting that out there. But yeah, so this thing is supposed to be friggin' massive. So it's going to be $350, it's supposed to come with 3,900 something pieces, and it's going to be huge. Now, obviously the big disappointment here is the figures. They didn't get a Jedi Bob, they didn't get a, Commander Cody. You didn't get even, a pilot, which I think is most disappointing. I think, the no-brainer figures for the set, they could have done, 2 clone pilots. I think that would have been fine. Instead of doing even Mason the captain, just do 2 clone pilots. And honestly, so that way you have, 2 people to fly the ship. Well, and who's gonna fly it now? I don't know if the actual cockpit will be figure scale. We know for a fact that it will be using the same piece as Anakin's Jedi Starfighter cockpit, which I find pretty interesting, and that means it probably could be figure scale, which, again, is why I'm wondering, you know, are you going to be able to actually sit figures down in the cockpit, or is it going to be too large, like, say, the A-Wing cockpit? Yeah, anyway, they say you're going to need a coffee table for this thing, which is, I find quite interesting. And, you know, people have been comparing this to the Sandcrawler, which obviously, I tried to think of a better comparison, but that's honestly the one that works the most. We do not have any, like, singular type vehicle thing that's $350. In recent memory, you know, that would be a good comparison. It's also supposed to be shorter than the Tantive 4, so, you know, it's not going to be extremely long, but it's certainly going to be, you know, like, mid-size, about 100 centimeters, which is pretty cool, and I can't wait to talk a bit more about this in other videos, but it is just so exciting. I'm really excited. My hope that nobody's really talked about, but my hope is that when it comes to, like, you know, little things in this, I hope it has the ability for the back to drop out and you could, like, have speeders or something. Like, that would be sick, or mini ATRTs. And, you know, just, like, crate storage. Like, if they made, like, a custom, like, cool crate build, that would just be amazing to store in a gunship. Especially because, you know, we're not getting many figures in the set. And now, I think the reason they chose Mace Windu, at least, is he was in a gunship in Episode 3. So, you know, that might be a case, or, you know, Episode 2. I don't know what the box art is going to look like for these. I'd assume it's probably going to be black, but there's a possibility it could have another background, just assuming it's the regular standard UCS version. But now, let's talk about the new leaks for the Probe Droid and the Darth Vader. Now, first of all, I want to say, the Probe Droid surprised me. I'm still not going to buy it, but it certainly surprised me. Now, this is a neat little build. I don't know if we can show these pictures, so I'm just not going to out of safety reasons. But it is really cool. You get all the nice legs, you have all of the Probe Droid. It looks like a Probe Droid. It looks really, really good. That's really all I have to say about it. I believe it's going for $70. So, you know, that's going to be like the replacement for Dio. You know, we get all those types of buildable characters, and that's kind of a nice theme. I kind of wish they did someone else. I could think of, like, Babu Frick would have been cool. You could do, like, you know, other, you know, smaller people. I know that's what they tend to do. I just think, you know, a Probe Droid is on the scale, like, on a scale of cool things, that's not really high on my list. And then we also have a physical picture of the side of the Darth Vader helmet, which a lot of people have been saying doesn't look good. We'll have to wait and see. I'm honestly curious to see how this is going to play off, like, the background, because those types of sets, the helmet sets, come on, like, a black background, and Darth Vader's obviously a black character. Now, I know you all are going to be like, oh, well, we got the TIE Pilot studs, duh, it's going to look the same to that. You're probably right. You're probably right. I just thought it would be interesting. I thought the box art for the TIE Pilot helmet looked like garbage, so that's kind of why, you know, I'm curious to see how they execute it, and, you know, I'm really curious to see how this guy's going to look. I'm, again, probably going to buy this one later on. I'm not in any rush to go buy these new sets. The only one I'm in a rush to buy probably is going to be R2-D2, and then obviously I recommend everyone go into saving mode, because we're having a crazy summer wave coming up. And that is all the news. I also want to make a few statements quickly. There was a correction. Asham Flash did make a comment. I made a comment actually on the last news video, and then Asham Flash had made a statement, and I wanted to share that and say, you know, obviously I misunderstood the situation, so I really want to correct the record, because I don't want to be reporting on any false things here. But yeah, so Asham Flash did leave a nice little comment. I'll leave that over there. And here, I'm going to end this with some little advice to you all on how to save and what to prioritize for this year. So my personal advice would be, if you're going to start saving for this August wave, remember, it is in August, so you have the rest of the summer to save up. You also have about 4 months to go. Now, the big things we are getting, obviously, and my audience is mostly Clone Wars fans, and I assume you're mostly going to want to get these. Moff Gideon's Cruiser, which is going to be around 160. I assume you all are going to definitely want to get Ahsoka vs. Maul, which is 20. You're also, I assume, going to want to get a Bo-Katan ship, which is going to be 60. And obviously, it's a lot of money. You're going to want to save up for this stuff somehow. And on top of that, I know you're getting the other Mandalorian sets, and I believe you're even getting the Bad Batch shuttle, which is $100. So honestly, you guys have to prioritize. Do you want all these other sets, or are you going to want the UCS Gunship? Because the UCS Gunship supposedly is coming out in September. I'm sure once the August wave comes out, most people are going to be like, okay, I'm just going to drop all my cash, get this. Or all my cash, get this. So say you have $350, you get to choose between one or the other. I'm going to say go with all the other ones. That's just my advice. You could go with the Gunship too. I mean, you might get some special VIP point benefits, and those sets are always going to have an opportunity to go on sale. So, you know, you will probably see them on rollback by November of that year, because, you know, Black Friday. But again, it's really up to you. I think the one thing I would like to note is that now it looks like all of our Summer Wave sets, instead of coming out in June or July, are going to be coming out in August, which sucks. This really stinks. And I hope this doesn't become a main thing, because I know the production's been, like, you know, backed up for a while, and I really hope this isn't the case. I hope in the future when LEGO does these, they do their major summer waves. They drop them in July, push them a month earlier. You know, I know it takes a little extra effort, but I'd really like LEGO to go back to doing these in July at least. And yeah. So that is your news for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the Republic Stud Show. I will see you all in the next one. Remember, peace out and stay awesome.